Hey guys, it's Michaela and I have my BFF beside me, Cassidy.
Hi!
Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a Chelsea-sized sleeping bag. So ask an adult for help and let's get started. I'll tell you what you'll need. So this is what it looks like. We got this adorable little pillow here and it opens up. So what you're going to need is a children's sock size 6 to 8.5, scissors, needle, thread, and a little stuffing. So let's get started. First of all, you're going to take your sock and you're going to push the cuff inside. And then what you're going to do is put the cuff to where it's parallel to each other, like so. After this, you're going to get your needle and whatever color thread you want. So I chose white. I already put it on, but I didn't tie it yet. So what I want you to go by is when you fold thread, it's almost sock length. So after you do that, then tie your knot. And make sure you tie a decent size knot, because if not, it'll go right through the sock.
If not, that was funny, Michaela. Not get it?
Oh, I hope I can make mine big enough. Oh well, we'll just try this. I think it's gonna go through though. So we're going to start right here in the corner, and don't worry, this is gonna hide your knot, so it's not gonna show. Oh, it goes right through, so we need it bigger. And I guess we're just gonna start a completely different knot. Okay, this one shouldn't go through. Let's try that again. So right here in the corner, because you don't want your stuffing coming out the side. That's better. And then you're going to go right below it. So you're just going to make as straight of a line down to the cuff part as you can make. It doesn't have to be perfect though, because nobody's going to be looking at that. And then I'm going to put one more right here. Okay, so that's what it should look like. It just goes straight down to the cuff part. So if it looks like that, you're doing great. So after that, what we're going to do is go across the cuff part. So you're just sewing along the cuff. They don't have to be perfect. I will mention, if you have a sewing machine, you could maybe try it. I don't know. A sewing machine would probably work and it'd be a lot faster, but I don't know how it works, so that is a warning. I don't know if that works. I don't see why it wouldn't. So anyways, you're going to sew till you're about halfway in the cuff. So we're almost getting there. Oop, that was crooked. That's okay though. Okay, I'm going to do one more. Actually, let's do one more. Okay, so right there, we're about halfway through this. So that's when you're going to take your stuffing. I literally only have a little pile because that's all you need, unless you want it to be really stuffed. But I'm going to take a little bit of stuffing. And this is kind of a little tricky because you got to work with the sock because you don't want a bare spots. So you're just going to shove that there. So just use your finger to shove it in the corner. Make sure you stuff it good. You don't want a flat pillow. And I like them pretty fluffy, so if you really want it stuffed, then just go for it. Okay. Now make sure you push the stuffing back, and then you can work it when you're done. I can feel a little bit of stuffing. Okay. So after you did that, just hold it like there so that your stuffing doesn't come out, and just keep going down the cuff line again until we get to the end. Okay, now that we're reaching the end, you're just gonna take that right there and then stick it in there, and then make a little mark just like we did at the end over here when we first started, so that the stuffing doesn't come out over here. Okay, put that through. Okay, now that that's on the back of our sock, I'm going to tie it in the back. So what I do is I part the thread on the needle and cut it, and then I just use these and tie a regular knot, and just do that several times over. It can be tricky. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna finish doing that later, but just tie it till you feel like it's good. Maybe about 3 or 4 knots. So, the next part to your sock is, well, rearrange the stuffing a little. Fluff up the pillow. So, you are halfway there. Congratulations on that. The next thing though, and this is actually completely optional, you don't need to do this, because as you can see, the cuff, it stays down as it is, so you actually don't need to stitch it, as you can see we did in this one. So that's completely optional. However, I like the stitch look, so I'm going to do that. So you're going to do the same thing you did for this. You're going to do your thread to where it's, this one's a little longer, but it's about sock length. That seems to be pretty perfect. And you're just going to tie it. This one's already pre-tied, so hopefully it just works. So I'm going to start right here, and it's kind of pretty much across from the other knot that we did. And then you're just going to go down it, stitching it just to give it that cool look. At least I think it's cool, and it makes it look neat. Like I said, this is completely optional. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. And it doesn't have to be perfect either. And just to make note, so what it is the first stitches you make are going to be off, they're not on the cuff, but then eventually once you start making your way to the center, you should start sewing the cuff down. But if your cuff isn't right there, don't worry about that, because that doesn't matter. And when you're doing this, also, you don't need to pull your thread extremely tight because, well, if you do, then it looks like this little one right there. You can't even really see it. So you don't want to pull it extremely tight, but sometimes I forget that. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple more. I am almost at the end. Okay, and I'm going to do one more inside, that way my knot is hidden when I finally make it. You're going to do the same thing, just find the opening and cut your thread, and then you're going to tie it, if I can pull it apart. You're going to tie it like you would a regular knot. It's almost too long to work with. So I'm going to cut this a little, make sure it's a length that you can work with. That was almost too long. Like I said, about 3 or 4 I would think would be fine. So I think that was our third. You can eyeball it. I think I'd actually like one more. Okay, and you cut your extra thread. You just kind of hide the knot inside. So then when you're done, your sock should look like this. It looks pretty neat on the inside, pretty neat everywhere. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I enjoyed making these, and God bless you. Bye!